Hello everyone, this is Jeffy Jebastin. Today we are going to be seeing about the fourth experiment of web technology using advanced CSS. So this is a page that we are supposed to create. As you can see, it contains of three sections, section 1, section 2 and section 3. Now section 1 contains this profile of Mr. Your Name. The second section contains three rounded images and some text as well. And the third section contains more or less like a nav bar, which is in the vertical direction. So now going to our code, I'd like to explain this from the output perspective. So I'm going to run my file, and this is our page. So as you can see, the first section contains profile of Ms. Jeffy, then our HTML CSS skill. We have a nav bar. The second section contains three rounded images with some text below them, and the third section contains my favorites with a vertical nav bar, and it has a hovering effect on it, as you can see. Now getting back to our code, yes, as you can see inside the body, we have defined a background class so that we can put the background image into it, but it also contains the other classes inside of it. The first is a nav bar, so we've put the list. We've used an unordered list, and we've put all the content inside, such as about me, accomplishments, likes, academics, hobbies. Now we've defined another class containing the profile of Miss Jeffy, another class which contains HTML and CSS skills, and another one containing web development. Um, in our very first section itself, we have part 1, part 2, and part 3. Going back here. This is the first section, but part 1 contains the HTML and CSS skill. Part 2 contains profile of Ms. Jeffy, and part 3 contains the web development heading, subheading. This comes after the nav bar. So this is the way we've coded it. We put all of these under classes, and these classes are further explained in the CSS file. Now, coming to the section 1, which is below that, part 1, part 2, part 3, which contains my choices. Again, this has been put into another class for changes or making the text look more significant. And the section 1 body, and here we have the images which are coming background, which is this is a HTML way of doing it, which is img src and the image name. As you can see, the images are stored here in my site root. Now, as we saw, there were three rounded images, and here you can see that it comes under yeah, hard work, present, and simple things. So these three are the text below the rounded images, and the rounded images are here. We've put the same image for now, which is ex2.jpg. So these are the images which have been repeated: 1, 2, and 3. And these are the text which are beneath them. So this is pretty much the section below part 1, part 2, part 3. Now the second section contains my favorites, in which we can use a navigation bar. Just make it vertical, or else you can also use tables. So I've used tables here. So as a result, table border one, then we go for table row and then put the table data inside the table row. So this is it. Item name, item name, item name. This is item 1, item 2, item 3. Item name is the name of the class. Now looking at our CSS file, here we have the box sizing, the border box. You can see it here. This is the border box, the complete screen. On removing this, let's check what happens. I'm saving it and I'm going to run my file. As you can see, the corners are blank, are white in color, and this does not give a very professional look. So that is one of the reasons why we have a border. I'm restoring this because I like it the way it is. After this, we have a background containing the image, and then we also specify the width and the height. The navigation bar, all the properties are explained here. The list which suggests that all the text has to be in the center, and text decorations for now I've given none, and the width, the height, the display, the font size, all of it is explained here. And we are using a pseudo class which is hover. So every time we touch here, this is the effect of the hover. When I put my mouse, when I direct it towards the text, it is going to hover. So that's the point of using the pseudo class hover. Then we have part 1, part 2, and part 3. The part 1 contains, let me show you. This is whole of part 1. So we have this effect, and the width, the height, the color, all of that has to be included inside. So as you can see, the margin, the width, height, opacity, the filter. Filter is what gives the shadow effect. The background color, position, border, all of this is explained with part 1, part 2, part 3. Now, as we can see here in the beginning, yes, part 2 is inside class B, and the other effects which is the other, all of this surrounding it has to be plain. So we have other classes such as B also. As you can see, B, the paragraph, this contains the text which is inside of it. So the text, shadow, align, weight, all of this is explained here. And now we're coming to the section 1 after our zeroth section containing of part 1, part 2, and part 3. Now that section comes under choices, and we have 3 rounded images which we put using HTML, which was img src. Now all of this contains the text below the images, and also contains some effects of the image. For example, when you see the image, you can also see there's a there's a shadowing effect around it. So all of these properties are put into the classes that we've used. Then we have see the border radius, the margin left, the margin top, display, all of this has been explained over here. After that, we come to our section 2, which contains our favorites. After the entire section, all of the properties such as width, height, opacity, the filter, the background color has been specified here. Then we have our tables here, and the table. Then T head and item name. So the item name also contains the items names, which are item 1, item 2, item 3, also contains a hovering effect here. So all of that is explained. All of those properties are defined, and also the color, the background, then the border surrounding it. All of this has been explained in the CSS files, the CSS class, in all of these files. So with this, we complete our fourth experiment of web technology. Thank you.